So I decided to take it by myself and get a little bit more health off camera, as well as beat Skeletron and try and get a Muramasu for my partner. Because let's face it, 210 health, it just isn't gonna cut it. So I'm just gonna quickly beat Skeletron real quick. Oh yeah? Watch my Flame Lash, let's go. Alright Skeletron, you ready to get Flame Lash spammed? Oh my goodness. Wait, this isn't actually doing too much damage. There goes the first arm. Health is gonna be a little bit of an issue. Alright, there goes the second arm. Now let's just sit back and shoot this guy to death. Oh yeah, he is losing health quick, and there we go. Now let's go and see what we can get. Alright, there we go. That's our golden key by the looks of it. Oh no. Fuck. I also got this, Skeletron's hand, which looks a whole lot cooler than my generic grappling stick. So I will use this one too. Gee whiz, there are so many fallen stars. Just from this walk, I have gotten 29 fallen stars. Like, where was that in the last episode? Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh yep, just 4 fallen stars right there, and there have been some that I haven't even picked up. It's chill, it's chill. Alright, let's open this and see what we got. Menacing Cobalt Shield. Well, okay. I guess that isn't terrible. Wasn't exactly what I was looking for, though. Oh well. Wait, this guy just dropped another key. So in that case, I've got another shot. Let's see what we get. Oh, yep, that's what I'm missing. Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. Let's see what we get with this chest. And, oh my goodness. Alright, so we got a Deadly Aqua Spectre. I have no idea what that is. So I'm gonna go back to the surface and test it out. Alright, that's decent. That's decently cool. I'm not sure how useful it'll be, but that'll be my gift. It uses very little mana and it fires very fast. I'm sure you could find some use with this. Well, my audio didn't record. I just figured out that for some reason my Blue Yeti got disconnected. So I'm gonna have to do a weird little mix it up thing where I talk over the gameplay and embed actual gameplay sounds so that you can hear everything that was going on. So try and enjoy. He did use the thing that I got from the previous clip. You'll see that he used it every once in a while. It was a pretty useful item. It did do plenty of damage. And some of our goals for this one was to fight a goblin army. And we wanted to ideally go into the sky to try and get wings, and we also wanted to fight the wall of flesh in order to go into hard mode. We did get a couple of those done, but we didn't get as much as we would have liked. We did make a decent amount of progress. It's a shame that you can't hear it. You can't hear how it went down actually, though. So this clip right here might look like it's the fight with the Goblin army, but this was actually like, some little proxy war that we had to fight, just because for some reason the Goblin army came out of nowhere. You'll see a little bit later we started to do some preparations for the actual fight that we were going to do, and we did it a couple of times. So now we began making the preparations to fight the Goblin army, and by preparations we mean absolutely massive platform from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean, all the way around the USA. That's what we were planning on doing, and we did it pretty darn well, I'd say. There aren't many better platform builders west of the Mississippi better than us, and east of the Mississippi. Unfortunately, the one pretty simple job that we had didn't go that well. We tried to put in the little thing that we got from the old man. I also bought a couple of summoners that would be used throughout the fight, but unfortunately it turns out that the Goblin army can't spawn on top of a platform. It needs to be on top of solid blocks, which it took us plenty long enough to discover that. You don't have to bear witness to that absolutely awful process, but yep, it could have been a much hastier process than it was. Several moons and several tear-ridden nights later, we finally made the revelation. Oh wait, it needs to be on top of solid ground, not wood platforms, which doesn't make much sense to me. But honestly, it's best just not question, just do what the Terraria gods tell you, and put down the darn blocks. And we did that, and then we got to fighting, which was, let's just say, it wasn't the hardest process of all time. Now behold the great war crime of spam killing and spawn killing and doing every terrible thing imaginable to these goblin people. They just came out expecting a good fight with blood, sweat, and tears, but all they got was a whole bunch of blood, and they didn't even have time to sweat or cry. So yeah, we just absolutely wrecked them pretty much. It wasn't much of a competition whatsoever. Honestly, it's best to keep it that way. Just, kill the goblins and move on with your day. Not only did we kill them once, we also killed them twice. So during the first wave, we did just a little bit more killing. The goblins, they were just stepping on the mines. I didn't even have to do anything, and they were just dying. It was a pretty glorious process, I must say. I enjoyed it very much. And after the first wave was inevitably finished, we decided, heck, why not just do it again? I mean, might as well. We don't have much better to do other than beat the wall of flesh, so let's just go ahead and do it. Thus we begin the second fight, the Great War, the Goblin War. We will free our land from the wretched, hive-minded, disgusting ogre goblins that plague our world. We will do it in one foul swoop, and a whole lot of space lasers, as well as a whole lot of flame lash spamming, as well as just putting down a bunch of things with my Ethereum mana. Honestly, the second time around, it was probably easier. We already got it. We just put down the contraptions that we bought from the old man, and we went to town on him. It was it was quite fun, I must say. The Goblin Army, it's hard when you have one person, but it is about the easiest thing you can do when you have two. So that's why you always play with friends in Terraria. It's much better. So after the Great Goblin Massacre, the Great Goblin Holocaust, I decided to do a little bit of cave exploration to do two things. One, I wanted to find a heart crystal, or a few of them, just to get the health up a little bit, which I did. And two, I wanted to find the ogre so that we could reforge our items, and so I could get the rocket boots. Unfortunately for the latter part, we were unable to do that, but I was able to get an extra heart crystal. And from there, while my peer was exploring the underworld, trying to get some anti-gravity potions, because we did want to go up into the sky so that I could get wings, I decided to go back to the dungeon to see if I could find any good spoils. I battled hard. I fought down in the dungeons. It was treacherous, all of the magical, disgusting skeletons that I had to battle. I must have had to sell my soul to the devil to stay alive down there for more than 2 seconds. The juking, the maneuvering, and then I got my lucky break. I killed the big dungeon slime. I got a key, and do you want to know what I spent that key on? What I believe I spent that key on? I spent it on this little parasite, this disgusting newt. That is what I used my golden key on. The amount of things I could have gotten, and I get this disgusting little piece of garbage. Ugh. I can't believe I wasted my money like that. Alright, I digress. After finding that terrible, disgusting blob, I fought in the dungeons a little bit more, and I eventually succumbed. It was inevitable. Next, we had a treacherous incident. Dylan the guide was slain, his voodoo doll was dropped into the lava, and the wall of flesh was awoken. Apparently, no voodoo dolls were dropped into the lava. My peer was still in hell at this point. I tried to get over to him as quick as I could, but honestly, he put up a pretty decent fight for being alone and with no preparation. Apparently, he got him pretty low. I wasn't able to get there in time. All I knew was that Dylan suffered a painful and terrible death as he his voodoo doll was thrown into the lava, so he was probably on the floor screaming in anguish as he slowly perished due to the lava. But my peer, he eventually died, and it was upsetting because we had to waste that voodoo doll, and it completely ruined our chances. Apparently there wasn't a voodoo doll, but ultimately it completely ruined our chances of killing the wall of flesh this episode. So, unfortunate outcome. After that, I just looked at Dylan's empty housing in absolute horror. Earlier on in the Let's Play, I wanted to kill Dylan the guide for no particular reason, just to kill him. And now when he's gone, I feel like a part of me is missing. But I did make sure to do everything in my power to keep that vile, disgusting sea worm out of my housing. That is, the angler, of course. He disgusts me. Absolutely terrible. Oh, you get quests from the angler. So what? I haven't even found whatever he told me to look for in the first quest. So, angler, you can go, like, off yourself. Nobody will care. So, anyways, after that, we went back to hell to try and kill the wall of flesh again. But as it turns out, you can't kill the wall of flesh unless your guide is there. And apparently it takes a few days and a few nights for him to return. So we just had to wait and wait and wait. And we didn't get to it this episode, unfortunately. We wanted to kill the wall of flesh. That will probably happen in the next episode, though. So stay tuned for that. After that, to try and salvage any last bit of progress we could, we headed back to the dungeon, and we tried to find some cool stuff. And after several unfortunate deaths and a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and exploration, I eventually found something. And I won't lie, I think what I got was pretty dang cool. So after some clutch monkey swinging, it turns out I actually had a key remaining, and I just opened the chest. I don't know who I bribed to get that, but I got it. And inside of the chest, there were several cool things, like an Eye of Cthulhu spawner, another shadow key, and a lightning thing, a magic missile, which did 45 magic damage. And just to test it out, we decided, you know what, let's just kill a boss real quick, which is exactly what we did. My peer wormholed down to me after being chopped up several times. I just organized my inventory and boom, I fired it off. And it is a pretty cool weapon, I won't lie. Now, just for the hell of it, we spawned in the Eye of Cthulhu and we did a boss fight. And whew, this one, it was a toughie. It was a real challenge. I fired off my magic missile. It started tearing them to shreds. Obviously, this is what I got at the beginning of the episode after killing Skeletron early on. And he used it to his avail, and it did quite a bit of damage. I got my space gun out, and with what I just got from the dungeon, I killed him with my magic missile. It was very poetic. It goes to show that hard work does pay off. And let's see, what other cliches can I bring up? I'll just leave it at that one. Thanks for watching very much. I can't say I enjoyed editing this one, but I think it turned out just fine for not having my voice recorded. So, see y'all.